uniform from the 90s, watch it fade into the night. Time to chart our legacy, everyone's down to fight. We upgrade, reload, Williams in the backfield running fast. Turpin speed, Lamb and grace, even when the rain hits we don't crack. Follow back to set the edge, pass rush ready, spirit pledge. Injuries try to take our bones, but the soul stays undefeated. Depth chart, shift rookies rise, ultimate prize, I need it. Through the injury, through the doubt, we got dreams, we gonna shout. Even when the crowd go quiet, I drive like a riot. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow. Coach Schottenheimer calling plays, new era, new ways. We learning how to win again, climbing out of yesterday's. Dak Prescott still that leader, voice steady when the world shakes. Brotherhood in every huddle, hustle in each move we make. Aubrey's boots spring with ice, 6'4" yard code, that's precise when the game tight. His cuts becomes the norm, no room to think twice. Sheepy, hungry eyes, stepping up where others rise. We chopped the doubt, we saw the hope. Season's ours, we'll take the prize. It's more than stats, it's heart and trust. More than fame, it's grind and blood. When the lights dim, we still combust. When they doubt, we adjust. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow. So stand tall in the cold, in the rain, in the fight. Every dog demands a warrior, every night we see the light. Dallas, you're more than just a name, you're a story in the flame. We put in work, we earn the crown. Next march, next game. We don't care about the haters, always got something to say. They're the barrier in front of us, standing right in our way. And I know everyone doubts us as we're chasing down our dream, as we're holding the Lombardi chain in America's team. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow.
Question, can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yo, this shit is crazy. Can y'all hear me now? Y'all let me know. Put a one up in the chat if you can hear me. Shit. Y'all put a one up in the chat if you can hear me. There I am. All right, there we go. There we go, y'all. All right, y'all can hear me. There we go. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. I don't know what's going on with this. On some real talk, I'm trying to get my restream back and everything like that, but, you know, the funds is kind of hard for your man, so trying to get it as quickly as I possibly can because using OBS for this live stream, Lord have mercy. It's rough. It's hard out here for a pimp, y'all. But real quick, I'm going to have to, let me see, bam. We're going to put it on mono right there. All right. It always happens to the Dallas Cowboys content creators. I don't know what it is, man. Jerry, is it you, Jerry? Is it you? But my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and go over my spiel again. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, over here having technical difficulties and everything, but we still vibing and sliding, moving and grooving at the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast live stream. But y'all know how I started out. I got to start it out with giving some love to everybody that's in the chat, and I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to figure that out, what's going on with the microphone, real talk. But shout out to Hoodie Kush. Like I was saying, that y'all couldn't hear me, but like I was saying, Hoodie Kush on his way home. Safe travels, buddy. But at the same time, he's going to be going live whenever he gets home and gets settled. So, hey, if you need your man with your live, if you want to, you know, do a live again, if y'all want to see Hoodie Kush and the Angry Cowboys fan go live together, let me know, let him know, and we can get it going. So shout out to Hoodie Kush. Shout out to Dak Strescott. And I know that is my man Dak owns Filthy. What's going on with you, bro? What's going on with you? All right. We got Mike talking to the mic. What's up with you, Mike? All right. Willie all the way from Houston, Texas, from H-Town. Somebody knocking the boots up in this mother. All right. Now, how you pronounce that name? Jay Calcote? Jay Calcote? I don't want to butcher your name. My apologies, but yo, I'm rocking with you. I appreciate you rocking with me. It's good to see you up in here. All right, let's see who else we got. All right. Boy, what? I can't pronounce all these names, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I can't pronounce these names. I'm going to have problems with them, and I know I'm going to butcher everybody's name up in here. All right. All right, Ty Cowboys, I see she's in the building. What's going on with you? Vinny is in the building. What's happening? What is happening? All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get into my little spiel real quick. I actually did some notes so I could, you know, have a legit live for you guys, a legit podcast and everything. But first and foremost, I want to talk about Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson's ALS diagnosis and how fast it has deteriorated his body. And for those that don't know about ALS really, it destroys the muscles. It destroys, you know, just your ability to eat, your ability to swallow, your ability to move. And I know this for the simple fact that I've had two people that were close to me go through this. You know what I'm saying? A guy that I used to work with that was a pretty close friend of mine, he ended up, and it's crazy because he ended up getting bit by a tick out where we were working, and then all of a sudden he missed a couple days, and then 4 months down the road, the man was in a wheelchair. He had gotten ALS. Then my wife's stepsister, so my stepsister-in-law, she also worked outside, and you know, she was in her garden and everything. I don't know if she got bit by a tick or whatever, but a few months down the road, she contracted ALS. And from the time where she complained about it and went to go get her diagnosis until the time we properly laid her to rest, it was like 7 to 8 months. So it happened very, very fast. And the thing is, like Chris Johnson said in that interview with, I believe it was Michael Strahan that he had the interview with, your body deteriorates, but your mind is 100%, just like your mind is today, like my mind is today. If I had ALS, and, knock on wood, but if I had ALS, my body would deteriorate, but my mind would be here. So it really hurts. It hurt to see that interview. And on top of that, if you watch Nightcap, Unc and Chad Ochocinco, they spoke about it too. And, it was kind of emotional, just for the simple fact, like, you may know somebody that's gone through it, or, even at the end of my brother's life, he didn't have ALS, but his body deteriorated as if he did. You know what I'm saying? And so it really tugged at my heartstrings. And my prayers are with his family. My prayers are with his friends. Everybody that is affected by this, my prayers are with you guys. It definitely sucks. You know what I'm saying? It definitely sucks for the family involved. Why does my chat look like crap? It hurts for the family that's involved, and it hurts for everybody. So let me see if I can move that. My chat look crazy. There we go. Chat looking crazy on this, so I'm gonna take the chat off the screen. It's looking pretty crazy up there, but my prayers are with the Johnson family, his kids and his wife, and everybody like that. It sucks. It really does. But also, I want to touch base on Mr. Smackahoe last night. I got to touch base on that. Yo, I see the lead commanders in the building. What's going on, lead commander? How you doing, man? How you doing? How about them commanders, huh? But anyway, last night, the brother came out and said that his brother, like him and his brother, they watch the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, and his brother is a Saints fan, and he has aspirations, and he has respect for me because of what I went through with my brother. One thing that I want to tell Smackahoe and his brother, be your brother's keeper. I'm my brother's keeper, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, the shirt that I have on now, whenever you look at a video and you see the video and I'm wearing this shirt, it's to represent my brother. He was a stone cold Steve Austin fan. So with the Austin 316, he made up Sharp 815, his last name and his birth date. So whenever you see that, I'm representing my brother. The 15 on my necklace right here is representing my brother as well. And the little ball that you see right here, it's actually, if you're up close and you look at it, it's a basketball. And it has my brother's ashes in it. So he loved basketball. Like, it was funny because he's about 6 foot, but he was chubbier. And me, I'm 6'4" and I'm lanky, but he loved basketball and I love football, and it should have been the other way around. But he was a beast at basketball, so this was definitely something that I wanted to get in remembrance of him. So, Smackahoe, love your brother. Appreciate your brother. Be there for your brother. Be your brother's keeper. And anybody that has a brother or a sister or a sibling or whatever, be there for them. You know what I'm saying? We tend to, and I know this isn't Cowboys talk, but I just had to get this off my chest, but we tend to treat life as if we're promised tomorrow. Don't do that. So to the people that you know, to your friends, to your family, reach out to them and tell them that you love them. You know what I'm saying? And I love you guys as well. But also going into something else, the importance of the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and how important you guys are. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't get a chance to say it yesterday. I wanted to, and it went out of my mind. I want to say it today. You guys are what makes this channel work. Each and every one of you that come here, that subscribe to the channel, that come to the lives and watch the videos, you guys are what makes this go. It's no ads or, no endorsements or anything like that. You don't see me on here, endorsing any betting apps or anything like that, and I'll never do that. But what I will do is keep it funky, keep it raw and uncut, keep it trill with my Angry Cowboys fan family. I appreciate y'all 150%, but we're going to go ahead and get into the Dallas Cowboys talk real quick. All right, first and foremost, let me go ahead and clear the air with my most recent video that I did. I did it yesterday. It was about the manufactured drama within Cowboys Nation and, how the Dallas Cowboys offseason has been really quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's been quiet, and you see whether it's radio personalities, talking heads, content creators, you'll see people that are making these videos that are kind of clickbaitish. You know what I'm saying? That brings drama to the Dallas Cowboys when we really don't need it. But in that video, I set an example. I used DLLS Cowboys as one of the examples of, because they did that whole 10 players or 10 people on the Dallas Cowboys that are pretty much on the hot seat or should be on the hot seat. And I totally disagree with it. But let's not get it twisted as if I disrespect the guys that are making the content. That's absolutely not the case, Cowboys Nation. I don't disrespect them. I have aspirations to do what they do. I have respect for them and their football knowledge. I'm not going to get on here and slander anybody because that's not how I get down. You know what I'm saying? Even if we disagree, we can always agree to disagree. I'll never slander somebody. But I just don't want, in a drama-free offseason, I don't want people making up stuff that just generates clicks and generates views and stuff like that. I'm a fond believer of educating. You know what I'm saying? From the 3 and 4 letter networks, we are not going to get the education that we so desire about our team. When we tune into any 3 and 4 letter network, a majority of the people on those networks are going to be degrading and dissing the Dallas Cowboys. And that's not what we're going to tune into. That's not what I want to tune into. I want to be educated. I also, want to have fun in the whole education process. And the education doesn't have to come from the content creator or talking head that's speaking into that camera. It comes from the chat as well. And that's one thing why I appreciate you guys, because, hey, you might have a plethora of knowledge when it comes to football, not just the Dallas Cowboys, but football in general. But you have just decided not to make a YouTube, channel. So when y'all are in the chat and y'all are giving your expertise and you're active in the chat, I truly appreciate it. I thank you 150%. But I just wanted to get on here and let everybody know, because I kind of feel that people, because I uploaded a live over on X, and not the live, but I uploaded the video on X. I did a short with the video as well, and I see people are reposting it and kind of calling out DLLS Cowboys. That wasn't the intention from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling them out. This is saying I just don't agree with the take. I don't agree with the fact that Brian Schottenheimer should be on the hot seat. Even if the Dallas Cowboys were to not make the playoffs this year, he should not be on the hot seat. First and foremost, the first year of his head coaching career, it was destroyed by somebody that's a veteran coach in the league. Yes, some of the players on the team you can put a little bit of the blame on them, but at the end of the day, coaching matters. And that's why I made a video talking about coaching matters, because Matt Eberflus had this defense looking like trash last year. But the good thing about Brian Schottenheimer, he had his side of the ball looking very good, top 5 in a lot of different metrics. So I believe that last year, you could consider it a write-off, just for the simple fact that Brian Schottenheimer wasn't the one that brought Matt Eberflus to the team. It was Jerry and Stephen Jones. So you see the offense clicking last year, but the defense is stagnant, and it's like, well, I wonder who's to blame for that. So me personally, I feel that obviously Matt Eberflus is partial to blame, but also who is partial to blame is Jerry and Stephen Jones for even bringing him on here just because he has a rapport and a past with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, but the league, it evolves. And if you don't evolve with it, you're going to be left behind. And I believe that's something that the Dallas Cowboys has struggled with for decades now. But we're going to get off that topic, but I do want to say DLLS Cowboys, whether it's Jesse Holley or Jeff Kavanaugh or Pop. Yo, no disrespect from here. I appreciate what you guys do, but at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? If there is no drama, don't add to it. You know what I'm saying? The only drama that we have as Cowboys fans right now is the whole George Pickens contract situation. And as of midnight tonight, we got 14 more days to go until the deadline hits. But anyway, I just wanted to clear the air on the whole manufactured drama. Let me go ahead and go to the chat real quick, see what y'all talking about. All right. We got a lot of ones. Y'all can hear me now. Is my audio's going in and out? Oh, okay. Yeah, Vinny, you lose all control of your muscles with ALS. You lose all control, but you don't lose control of your mind, and that's got to be harsh. That has got to be harsh. Let's see. Yeah, Chris said it came out of nowhere, and it does, too. Like, for years, you'll be doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he did in the NFL. You'll be doing the damn thing, and then all of a sudden, bam, it hits you. And when my coworker and my stepsister-in-law, when they passed, they had two things in common. They both worked outside. So I started, investigating, seeing if tics had any correlation with ALS. And believe it or not, scientists are out there studying that as we speak. So y'all make sure y'all take care of yourselves. Make sure if you go out in any type of wooded area, check yourself real quick. Check yourself because you could wreck yourself. Real talk. But let's see. Willie, I've never heard of that until this morning on the news. It sucks, bro. It really does, man. It sucks. Man. But lead commander, angry. We on different sides of the football coin. But, bro, I enjoy your work, and when I comment, it's all in football fun. I know, lead commander. I know. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming to the channel. I appreciate you being active in the comment section. I know it's all love. And that's another thing I want to hit on. These rivalries, Lord have mercy, the players don't even get as rambunctious as the fans do. When, like the week of the game, let's say we're playing the Houston Texans. That week, it's all Houston Texans. It's Cowboys versus Houston Texans. Fans, we going at it, doing the typical thing. Once the final whistle of that game, once that sounds, I'm not going to hate you because of the emblem or the logo that you have on your hat. I'm not going to do that. You're an individual. You're a person just like me, so I'm going to show you that respect unless you don't show it back. And I'm not talking to you specifically, lead commander. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? So, and one of those rivalries that really rubs me the wrong way is the Philadelphia Eagles rivalry. And I say the Philadelphia Eagles rivalry because they have a rivalry with us. Us personally, I feel like it's the gnat buzzing in my ears. Like, get away from me. That's how I feel about the Philadelphia Eagles rivalry. But to them, it's like a 365-day-a-year rivalry. Why? You know what I'm saying? Not nan person is getting a check cut from the Philadelphia Eagles. So you think I'm going to be fighting out there? I ain't getting no check for the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys ain't coming down to the precinct and bailing me out. So hell nah. I'm not going to fight. But if you come at me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to keep it a buck there. But I just can't stand the rivalries, and it's a cesspool over on X because the rivalry never stops. It never stops, and it can get real daunting. Real talk, Cowboys Nation. But let's go ahead and get back to the Dallas Cowboys talk real quick. Like I said, I don't want to keep y'all guys on here too long because you're going to have Hoodie Kush coming on next. We hitting y'all. It's like TGIF. We're going to be hitting y'all with blocks of Dallas Cowboys content. But the next topic I wanted to talk about is Caleb Downs. And ever since people started doing mock drafts, for the 2026 draft, people had Caleb Downs coming to the Dallas Cowboys. Great. Cool. Yes. Caleb Downs. That's what's up. Now that Caleb Downs is a Dallas Cowboy, he seems to be the skeleton key for our success. Everybody is putting the weight of the world on this rookie, Caleb Downs. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm not saying that he ain't going to come into the NFL and be a dog. Hey, I hope he plays as advertised. But damn, are we really putting the weight of the defense on a rookie? Are we putting the weight of the success of the Dallas Cowboys on a rookie? Man, I'm actually in the middle of working on a video. The Talking Heads, they were talking about the impact of Caleb Downs and what type of impact he will have on the Dallas Cowboys. And just the way they talk about him, it's like, yo, y'all do know he's a rookie, right? Like, y'all can't be putting all these expectations. Well, I can't say you can't be. But I wouldn't advise to put all this expectation on Caleb Downs because at the end of the day, he's a rookie. He's going to have his welcome to the NFL moment. And when he has his welcome to the NFL moment, I pray to goodness that the Dallas Cowboys fan base, that Cowboys Nation, doesn't want his head on a silver platter. It comes with the territory, Cowboys Nation. It comes with the territory, the welcome to the NFL moments, the slip-ups, being out of position. For a rookie, that's a rookie mistake. But I hope and I believe with Caleb Downs' football acumen, his football IQ, those are going to be few and far in between. So, but I just don't want to put all that pressure on him. We have a number of rookies as well as veterans on this team that can take the load, no diddy, but that could take the load and help this team progress forward. It doesn't have to be on one person's shoulders, and I believe that's where a lot of our fan base goes wrong. Whether it's Caleb Downs, whether it was Micah Parsons, whether it's Dak Prescott, we always tend to say we are only going to go as far as this person takes us. Forget the fact that we got 52 other people on the damn team. Forget the fact that we got a boatload of coaches on the coaching staff. It's only we're going as far as Dak Prescott or Caleb Downs takes us. We got to get out of that mindset. I know I'm out of that mindset. We got to get out of that mindset that somebody has to be the savior. When you look around the league, and who was the savior on the Seattle Seahawks team? Who was the savior on the Philadelphia Eagles team? No, it wasn't Jalen Hurts, as much as Philadelphia Eagles fans want you to believe that. It wasn't Jalen Hurts. So, with all these successful teams, you see them and they work as a team, Cowboys Nation. They don't expect to put all the responsibility on one player. And this is what I'm talking about as far as, like, whenever you watch a video and you hear me say that, this team has a bus driver, but Dak Prescott is the bus. And it seems like I'm over here. But anyway, Dak Prescott is the bus for the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody loads up, gets on his back, and we're off to the Super Bowl. that ain't going to work that way, Cowboys Nation. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not going to work that way. If we expect Jerry and Stephen Jones to change their way of thinking, to change their style of how they attack the football operations, can we? Is change possible within Cowboys Nation? The change of expectation and expecting, let's say, Brian Schottenheimer in his first year, expecting him to get us to a Super Bowl. Christian Parker in his first year, expecting the defense to go from 32 to 2. Nah, man, I don't want to put all that on them. You know what I'm saying? I do, of course, I want to make it to a Super Bowl. All of us in this damn live right now wants the Dallas Cowboys to make it to a Super Bowl. But I'm a fine believer in developing these players. Also, the coaches, they develop as they go. That's why I don't believe that Brian Schottenheimer is or should be on a hot seat, because his first year in the league, he had this offense humming. You know what I'm saying? If we could have had a defense that matched the offense's intensity, man, we might have been staring at an NFC Championship game, or we might have been staring at a Super Bowl. And I'm gonna tell you this: if the Dallas Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime, listen, I'm taking my black ass down to Dallas. I'm taking my butt right Frisco. I'm going to Frisco, because I believe that the Dallas Cowboys will put on a Super Bowl extravaganza over at the facility in Frisco on that big screen outside showing the Super Bowl. I'm right there. And if the Cowboys win, we at the parade, damn it. We at the parade. If the New York Knickerbockers can do it, we can do it. Damn it. All right. Let me go ahead and go to these chats real quick, see if anybody done said something. All right. ACF is crazy because the Eagles ain't even our rivals. It's the 49ers. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like, much respect to Eagles fans out there, but it seems like if you go over on X or if you're on Facebook or whatever, you could put a Dallas Cowboys post up. Let's say, like, there was one post that a talking head, it might have been a reporter, but they were talking about the comparisons for Dak Prescott and Tom Brady, and it's like, oh man, they're pretty close. Their first 10 years in the league, oh wow, they're pretty close. You wouldn't think that they would be as close as they are. Then you had somebody, the first comment in that post, well, what about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. I'm like, man, this post wasn't even about Jalen Hurts. It was about Dak Prescott. But here you are injecting the Philadelphia Eagles on us. We don't give a damn. But it seems like they do, and they want that notoriety. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Montana in the building, what's going on with you? They just want that notoriety, and it just screams like they're thirsty for the attention, and they see that the Dallas Cowboys get the attention, so that's who they're gonna continuously go after. But yeah, the San Francisco 49ers, I would see that as being a bigger rivalry than Cowboys versus the Eagles. We see them twice a year anyway, but with the 49ers, it's like we see them ever so often, and every time we see these guys, they put boot to ass, and we can't have that. This year, we face the 49ers back at AT&T Stadium. We need to shut them up. And you know that Osa Odigizua is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. Yo, you shouldn't have traded me. I love you, Osa, but we're going to have to shut him up on that one. Real talk. We're going to have to shut him up on that one, send him back to Santa Clara, back to San Francisco with an L, so we can continue to move on in this season and make it to the playoffs. But I'm with you. 49ers are more of a threat. They're more of a rivalry to us than the Philadelphia Eagles. But Realize 21, what's up with you, says Seattle got a lot of talent everywhere. That's why they won. They got a lot of talent everywhere, but guess what? That talent comes together. That talent comes together, and they work as a unit. You know what I'm saying? And the talent wasn't really young. I mean, you had some young people on the squad, but you had some old people, some people that we discarded. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence went up there, called it. I can't win a Super Bowl in Dallas, and went and won a Super Bowl in Seattle. So it's like, yes, talent definitely matters. Let me not, let me not say that it doesn't matter. It does matter. But at the same time, you can definitely have those type of coaches that can extract even more talent out of you. When you think that you're only an 85 overall, and I'm using Madden terms right there, but if you figure like, oh man, I could be an 85 or a 90, it's up to the coach to go in there and extract those other 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, big time show in the building. What's going on with you? But it's up to the coaches to really extract that talent, to be able to scheme these players in advantageous situations. Y'all hear me say that in my videos. It's up to the coaches to really be able to get us over the hump. And I asked Hoodie Kush this as well. I'm like, a lot of people talk about, well, we need this player. This player can get us over the hump. Or we need that player. That player can get us over the hump. What if a coach could put you over the hump? What if a coaching staff could put you over the hump? Like, we talk about the Seattle Seahawks and a lot of talent on that team. Well, when it came to the NFL's Super Bowl, that talent was not on display, except for the defensive side of the ball. And that's something that I dig. That's something that I want the Dallas Cowboys to have. That defense, that if Dak Prescott goes out there and throws an interception, that defense can look at him and say, man, don't worry about it. Pick your head up, get to the next play. We'll get it back for you. That's what I long for with this team. I long for a system that can definitely be plug and play instead of relying on, oh, we got to go to the draft and we got to pick up these guys because we need this guy to start. Nah, man, I'm tired of that shit. When we hit the draft, we need to be thinking about, okay, we need to draft this person. Like if we need a wide receiver, which we don't need a wide receiver right now, but if we were going into the draft, or let's say running back. We go into the draft, we need a running back. I want somebody better than Javonte Williams. I don't want to go into the draft thinking, all right, we need the 1-2 punch, we need the thunder and lightning, and we're going to pick this person. He worked good with Javonte Williams. No, I want that person to be able to take Javonte Williams' job. Real talk. If we need a wide receiver, I want them to be able to take CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens' job. I don't want somebody that'll be 4th or 5th on the depth chart unless you're picking them with the 6th or 7th pick. Cool. But if you're going with the first round picks, and that's what we've seen in the past, going with first round project players. Nah, man, because if you're getting a project player with the first pick, then the only thing that you're doing is you're worrying about depth. I mean, you're going to push him in to be a starter, but at that point, we're desperate. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, Lord. My thing is going out. Lord have mercy. But anyway, I'm over here blabbing and stuff. I see more comments coming in real quick. Yeah, Ty Cowboys. No one saw Seattle coming. Like at the beginning of the season, it wasn't like DeMarcus Lawrence predicted it. He just happened to say something that the Dallas Cowboys can't make it to the Super Bowl, and then they eventually made it to the Super Bowl. But nobody in their right mind saw the Seattle Seahawks winning last year. Even though last year was wide open for anybody to win because a lot of the teams had faults. I mean, whether you look at the Los Angeles Rams and, oh, yeah, you know, they're pretty good, but they had their faults last year. You know, the San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, all those playoff teams had their faults. It wasn't like somebody was the king of the mountain like the Kansas City Chiefs usually do. So it was anybody's ball game, and the Seattle Seahawks just capitalized on their moment. And that's the thing that the Dallas Cowboys got to do. We got to stop allowing these teams to really get to that top of the mountain and take advantage of when there's no solidified team that is the top dog in the NFL. can y'all actually think of a top team in the NFL, hands down right now? I mean, hands down, a top team. Or is it wide open? I honestly see that it's wide open. And I mean, Hoodie Kush talked to me last night, and, we were talking about the whole Los Angeles Rams and getting Myles Garrett and everything like that. Like, they gave up a great player to get a great player. We've played Myles Garrett before, and we were able to contain him. Yes, he got his sacks. Don't get it twisted. He did, but at the same time, we were able to corral him. We can do the same thing against the Los Angeles Rams. And I said this with Hoodie Kush last night, that bye is glorious where it is, because that gives us 12 days to deal with the Los Angeles Rams, to game plan for the Rams. You can't sit back in the pocket doing five-step drops and looking for somebody to throw the ball to. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to get that ball out within 2.5 to 3 seconds. So the type of offense that we run, that West Coast style of offense that we run, is going to come in handy when you're playing teams like that. Real talk. But let's see. All right, Montana. Would y'all trade CD Lamb for a potential draft of Jeremiah Smith? I'm obviously not hip to college football. I'm going to have to get hip with college football. Speaking of which, college football 27 comes out in 2 days. But but I got to check my man out. I can't sit up here and say that, I'd trade CeeDee Lamb in a heartbeat. I don't know the player, but I will check him out, and I will get back to you on that. Real talk. All right, let's see. He said, Hoodie, you must not know. All right, realize Cowboys versus Arizona. We got to get a win against those dudes. They have been handing us L's for a while now. Man, I was in the building for that crap. Man, when we picked the Arizona Cardinals to go to the game, me and my wife, and Sports Junkie as well, we was like, we'll go for the Arizona Cardinals game. The Dallas Cowboys at home, they should be able to handle the Arizona Cardinals. Nope. That wasn't the case. I ended up leaving in the middle of the third quarter. Keep it a buck. I did get to see that whole Marshawn Kneeland scoop and score. I was happy that I got to see that. But as I was leaving, Ryan Flournoy scored a touchdown. But I think it was out of reach at that point. But you're absolutely right. These trap games, we need to capitalize on the trap games this year. And Arizona is one of them trap games. Jeez, my nose is itching like a mug. But, Arizona is one of those trap games that we really need to get over. We can't sit there and lose to the Arizona Cardinals, because that might be the deciding factor of whether we go to the playoffs or not. So you're absolutely right. Realize we got to get the dub against them. No doubt about it. All right. Todd, Jeremiah might end up being one of those historical ones like Megatron, Moss, T.O., Chris Carter, Michael Irvin, the playmaker, etc. Okay, so we narrowing it down. Jeremiah is a wide receiver. My thing is this, if you can get him in the draft, why give up CeeDee Lamb? Are we talking about a player that is in college right now and we're drafting him? Because if that's the case, we can draft him. I mean, we still have a first-round pick, and I know our first-round pick is the Green Bay Packers pick, but without a Micah Parsons and the players that they kind of had to offload due to Micah Parsons' contract this offseason, we might see a top 17 or 18 pick from the Green Bay Packers. And at that point, hey, if a dope wide receiver is on the board and you really, I honestly think that they might go tackle next year because we need one. But anyway, I would look to draft him. Real talk. I get what you're saying, ACF, about coming together. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me see. Smith is a combination of Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Megatron. Damn. Jackson Smith and Jigba all in one? Damn. He is? If that's the case, shit, I might have to look into it. We might have to look into what's going on with that man. Because if we got somebody like Megatron, on the team and you still have a CeeDee Lamb, you still have a George Pickens, the Dallas Cowboys offense is number one. I'll say that right off. I'll tell you that for free. The Dallas Cowboys offense will be number one if you pick up somebody like that has that type of moxie and that type of play. Man, and I'd love to see it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, Cowboys Nation. Real talk. All right. Let's see. Vinny Smith is okay. I just read that one. All right. Montana. Jerry Jones had 0. Oh, and JJ has 0 and has 1 in 2 years. Realize, just don't know. 6'4", 4'3". Damn, 4'3" speed. Route running, Amari Cooper-ish. Hands superb and weighs 228 pounds. Hey, got the homie Keystone in the building. What's going on with your Keystone? Right. Super chat from my homie Keystone Cowboy with the $5. I appreciate you. All right, it says we have to win. We have to win these competitive games because our schedule is the playoffs before the playoffs. Let me go ahead and heart that. I appreciate you, brother. I agree with you. But at the same time, that definitely helps the Dallas Cowboys. That helps our team. The schedule itself helps the team. Because the first 2 games, you got the New York Football Giants with the Washington Commanders. Those are those startup games. Because I don't believe that the New York Giants are going to have it all put together the first game of the season. And plus, they're missing Malik Neighbors. They brought old man OBJ back and things like that. So they're not going to have it really put together at the first game of the season. So I believe that's a dub for us. The Washington Commanders, even though you got lead commander, I apologize. My bad. But at the same time, you got a lot of commanders talking about, yo, we going to go 12-5 next season. No, you're not. No, you're not. I mean, no, you're not. But I don't know. I'm just bugging. But yo, brother, the competitive games, week 3, the Baltimore Ravens. And see, even the Baltimore Ravens have a weakness because they lost Harbaugh. They lost their coach. So they got to get acclimated to another system as well. I mean, we got to get acclimated to a defensive scheme, to a defensive system with Christian Parker. But I honestly think that's going to be easier than getting acclimated to the head coach in Baltimore. Then they got to travel all the way across the United States down to Rio de Janeiro, and I know the Cowboys have to as well. But yo, I think we're gonna go into that game and we're gonna hand them. We're gonna do the damn thing against the Baltimore Ravens. Let me go ahead and look up this 2026 Dallas Cowboys schedule. I know I'm going to make a video on it, so I don't want to go too in-depth on, my predictions and stuff. But Baltimore Ravens, we got Houston Texans is a trap game. Yes, their offense doesn't look too promising, but their defense, it's always a dog. They always got dogs on the defense. Their defense always works wonders. So Dak Prescott and the offense, they really going to have to be 10 toes down, really putting in work in order to get that dub. So that's going to be a trap game, a hard game for us. The Buccaneers coming to AT&T, we got that. Going up to Green Bay, that's another thing that I love about the schedule. October 18th, we go up to Green Bay to face the Packers. They could have put the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys in December, and you could chalk that up as a loss because going up there is cold as a mofo, man. But October 18th, I believe that is just what the doctor ordered for this schedule. But then, right after, It's the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. So we definitely have a schedule ahead of us, but at the same time, a lot of these teams, the New York Giants, the Baltimore Ravens, even the Buccaneers lost a lot of people. Packers lost a lot of people. Eagles got to get acclimated to another offensive coordinator. The Cardinals, they lost a few people. The Colts, they're getting Danny Dimes back. So let's see. San Francisco 49ers, that's another one that I'm worried about. Tennessee Titans. Maybe that's the game I should go to, because I think we'll just mop the floor with the Tennessee Titans. But, hey, who knows? Then the Eagles, then the Seahawks. I believe we're going to go up to Seattle, and we're going to whoop the Seahawks. Just like people were like, oh, my goodness, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the guys that was in the Super Bowl the year prior. Yeah, because our offense is pretty damn good. And I believe it's going to be the same way this year. If we were to face the New England Patriots as well, I think we kick their ass too. Real talk. But then, what in the world? Okay. I did take that off. My bad. And then you have the Rams. I spoke about that. The Jacksonville Jaguars come to AT&T Stadium. Then the Giants come to AT&T Stadium. And then we finish with the Commanders. I love that stretch of games. Because you're dealing with two teams that were a part of the playoffs last year in the Rams as well as the Jaguars. Even if you were to drop to the Rams, which I'm not saying that we're going to, but even if you were to drop to the Rams and still beat the Jaguars, beat the Giants, and beat the Commanders, you are going into the playoffs with a head full of steam. You're going into the playoffs peaking at the right time. And I said this last year with no hopes of going to the damn playoffs, but I said it last year that you don't want to peak too soon. And the way we were trying to do it, we were trying to run the gambit, we were trying to run the table, but that would have saw us peak way too early. And then you get in the playoffs and you just get beaten in the Super Wild Card weekend, and here we are, back at square one, getting pissed off, mad at each other, mad at the Dallas Cowboys. So this schedule, I really feel works in the Dallas Cowboys' favor. Don't look like it, but I believe it does. So Keystone, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for that $5 super chat. Appreciate the support. Bro's been here, one of them day one guys, and I appreciate you, bro. Real talk. Let me see. Let me go to the comments. Let me go to the comments real quick. All right. D-Cuz, what's going on with you? Cowboys Nation, focus on the division. Get better than we talk playoffs, people. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to take one game at a time. You don't want to sit there and jump into the playoffs already, but at the same time, you got to keep it in your mind. It may not be in the forefront of your mind, but hey, it's there. This is a goal that we want to attain this year. I be damned, we missed the playoffs again. But I truly don't believe that we're going to miss the playoffs this season. And I'll stamp that, Go ahead and save this in your watch later so you can come back to it and yell at me if we don't. But I just got a feeling that we're going to make it to the playoffs. I got a feeling that the Philadelphia Eagles they're not going to be the team that's going to be a thorn in our side. It's going to be the New York Giants. And I believe that we can beat the Rams. Those are my three things. Those are my three hot takes right there. Take it or leave it. But yeah, you don't want to jump ahead of time and start thinking Super Bowl, NFC Championship, because I think that's what we did in 2023 with the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers like we ain't having it. So yes, one game at a time, and let's make some magic this year. Showtime in the building. What's going on with you? I told y'all we're going to put 14 dubs on the board this year. Baltimore back in can be had. I don't see us losing our first game until we go to Philadelphia. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, so you got us winning. You got us winning against the Giants, against the Commanders, against the Ravens, against the Texans, against the Bucks, the Packers. That's 6-0 right there. And then we go to the Philadelphia Eagles and get our first loss. I wouldn't mind that one bit. I wouldn't mind that one bit because that puts you at 6-1. No, yeah, that puts you at 6-1. No, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that puts you at 6-1 going in to that game against the Arizona Cardinals at home. So, usually with the Dallas Cowboys, if they get beat, they try to come back with a vengeance. When we have a comparable team, you know what I'm saying? When our defense ain't sucking, but we usually come back after a loss and whoop up on the team that's next in line. So that would definitely work in our favor when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals. And I just don't understand for the life of me. It's not like, oh, man, it was Kyler Murray that kept beating us. Man, it was Jacoby Brissett last year, and he still beat us. So it's something about the Arizona Cardinals that we have to get over. And just like the San Francisco 49ers, it's something about the Cardinals we have to put to bed. This year needs to be that time. Real deal Holyfield. All right, so Vinny got us going 11-6 or 12-5. Boy, man, if that would have happened, I'll tell you, I started the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel the first year. No, was it the first year? No, it was 2023. I started the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel during the season of 2023. It was week 3. It was right before Trayvon Diggs got injured. And we went 12-5 that season. And honestly, I believe I can attribute that success of the Dallas Cowboys to my success of the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, because it just exploded because we were winning. And since then, we've been losing, and the subscriber count hasn't really gone anywhere. But real talk, I like those. I like that, Vinny. I like those predictions. I hope we can go 12-5. If we can go 12-5, keep it a buck, that's going to solidify both Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker. That's going to solidify them both for the foreseeable future, unless Christian Parker gets bids to be a head coach. But I don't think that's going to happen after year 1. Maybe let's give it year 3. Then people will be talking about really trying to attain him as a head coach. I believe that Clayton Adams would become a head coach before Christian Parker. And that's a hot take. That's a hot take, but that's my take. All right, let's see. That's why I preach going for the first seed this year so we don't have to play first week. Showtime, hey, that's absolutely right. You want to shoot for that first seed every single year. But we got the tools and we got the talent to be able to do it this year. So we do need to shoot for that first round bye. And I honestly think that they should bring it back to the way they had it before. Couple teams get that first round bye. But it is what it is. We need that. We need that in our life. We need that first round bye, and we need home games for the playoffs so that we ain't got to travel to a cold weather team, whether it's the Philadelphia Eagles or the Green Bay Packers or even the New York Giants up in MetLife Stadium in January. Man, week 18 when me and Hoodie Kush was up there, hell no. It was cold. And they knew when they was building that damn facility, they knew what they were doing because they got the visiting team covered in shade. Like, so if you go up there and it's cold, you're sitting in the shade if you're on the visiting side, and it's colder than a mofo. My feet was freezing. But, yeah, we need to get that first seed. Real talk, real business. Let's see. Montana. Dallas is the only team that can beat Dallas. Ooh. Preach. Preach, bro. The Dallas Cowboys are the only ones that can beat the Dallas Cowboys. If we go in there and all 53 men as well as the coaching staff are all on one accord, bro, I believe we got the talent that can't nobody see us. And I know people are, oh, man, you delusional, Angry. You delusional. Nah, I'm confident. There's a difference. We confident in our boys. Real deal Holyfield. Keystone and Shotty better go to the playoffs this year or he will be on the hot seat. I don't agree with that, Keystone. I don't agree with that. Just for the simple fact that this is Brian Schottenheimer's first legitimate year. First legitimate year with everything on his shoulders as far as the coaching staff being put together, the talent that has been brought to this team. This is really his first year where, bam, all right, we gave you the reins. Now let's see what you could do with it. But now if they go out there and they go, 4-13, then I would expect him, Jerry Jones and them to kind of hold his feet to the fire at that point. But if the Dallas Cowboys go out there and we get 11, 12 wins, make it to the playoffs, and get pushed out in the divisional round, like I've said before, even after that Green Bay Packers game, that's something to build on. But what Jerry and Stephen Jones did after that Green Bay Packers game, they didn't build on it. They kind of broke it up. They split it up a little bit, and then we had to start from the bottom again to try and get back up there. If they would have just seen the positives that they had in that team, figure out where the weak links was, and the weak links was in the linebacking position as well as the defensive tackles that season. Some would say the safety position, but I believe with the help of Micah Parsons, that's what helped the safety positions out. But, bro, I just don't foresee Brian Schottenheimer being on the hot seat after his second year. And like in my video, I compared it to Jimmy Johnson. And everybody talks about Jimmy Johnson now because he has those Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? He has those rings. So they're like, man, you can't talk about Jimmy Johnson. But at the same time, when Jimmy Johnson came to the Dallas Cowboys in 1989, we were 1-15 under him. Then the second year, we were 7-9. Didn't make the playoffs both years. The third year, we finally made it to the playoffs, and we got bumped in the divisional round. It was that fourth magical year where we got our first Super Bowl championship under Jimmy Johnson. So if we could give, and I know he had his accolades in college. Brian Schottenheimer has his accolades. I mean, if who was it? If DLLS Cowboys wants to say that Jason Garrett had Super Bowl qualities just because he won a Super Bowl under Jimmy Johnson, then I could say, well, Brian Schottenheimer has college under his belt. He has a championship in college. So there's a few similarities when you go with Jimmy Johnson and Brian Schottenheimer. And I know people think that it's blasphemy because Jimmy brought us 2 championships. But like I said, at that point in time, he was not a championship head coach. Brian Schottenheimer right now is not a championship. He doesn't have that pedigree under his belt. But if we give it time, that third or that fourth year may be the year where he gets it. Just like Jimmy. So I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to our coaching staff. I really want the organization to take a look. Not just be like, oh, we did this, so you got to go. No, take a look at where we fell short and then make changes. Really take a look at it, because if you put Brian Schottenheimer on the hot seat this year after last year's showing, he showed you that he could be, that he could have his offense top 5. He showed you that he could handle those guys as far as them buying in and following his lead. He showed you that he's a leader of men. He showed you that he can have all 53 men come together as a family, as a brotherhood. So the head coaching, pretty damn good. The managing the game, whether it's, calling timeouts and things, having your team in advantageous situations, he did that as much as he could. Matt Eberflus kind of, pardon my French, but fucked it all up for us. Pardon my French. But real talk, man, I can't give him that hot seat right now. You know, hey, Andre Johnson, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? What is going on with you? Let me see. Up Montana got a hot take. Hot take. No more soft ass players and pretty boys on Dallas. Woo. You taking out CD Lamb at that point. What I would say, I kind of agree with you, but what I would say is enough with the finesse game. Enough with the finesse on both sides of the ball. We need aggression. We need 53 guys that can be rugged on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about it last night where CeeDee Lamb kind of got punked in that Green Bay game. That they was just pushing him around and he wasn't really doing anything. We need people that'll be like George Pickens. You want to push me around? I'm going to throw you by your face mask. I'm going to play the same game. When you go low, I'm going to the basement. So we do need some players like that. We need a team like that ain't taking no crap from nobody. Because you know the Philadelphia Eagles, they come in, they play with aggression, and they think they can punk you. They think that they can bully you. Nah, bro. We need a team that's gonna be the equalizer when it comes to the bully. You think you're gonna come into AT&T Stadium and bully us? Nah, I don't think so. You think you're gonna bully us on your home field? We gonna come in there and take your damn lunch money. How about that? That's the type of mentality that I want to see. And honestly, I kind of see it with the players that they've acquired. You know what I'm saying? In the PJ Locks. I see that in him. I see the aggression in him. And the Jalen Thompson, I see the aggression in him. Otito Ogbonya, I see the aggression. Then you couple that with the Kenny Clarks and the Quinnen Williams. DeMarvion Overshown has that aggression. You know, Jayshon Barham has that. Man, we got some aggressive people on this team. It's time to stop the finesse and just punch people right in the damn face. Real talk. Real talk. Let's see. And like I said, I don't want to go too long because your man Hoodie Kush going to be going live as well. If you are not subscribed to Hoodie Kush's YouTube channel, by all means, head over to Hoodie Kush's YouTube channel. Tell him that your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, sent you, and hit that subscribe button. Trying to get him over 1K so that we can get it rolling. All right. And also go to Montana 808 Beats YouTube channel too. That man be cooking over there. Real talk. All right, let's see. Showtime. Keep in mind also, Angry, people keep talking about us missing the playoffs 2 years in a row. It really would be 3. The one before Shotty took over was under Big Mike. Shotty's trying to clean up his mess. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. It would be 3 years in a row for the Dallas Cowboys, 2 years for Brian Schottenheimer if we were to miss the playoffs this year. But I just believe I believe in him. I've bought in to the Brian Schottenheimer effect for the Dallas Cowboys. I've bought in to the Christian Parker effect for the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that you have 2 like-minded coaches. Well, hopefully you got 3 with special teams. And we'll go ahead and add Clayton Adams in there as well. I believe that you have a coaching staff that are like-minded. You have a coaching staff that's all about aggression, and that's all about teaching that aggression. That's all about extracting that aggression from the players, man. I got this feeling in my gut, and I know Cowboys fans say that every year, but last year I had a feeling in my gut, but Matt Eberflus came in and kicked me in my stomach. I honestly believe he didn't use his talent the way he should have used his talent. But I just don't. 3 years, I don't see it. I see the Dallas Cowboys making it. Damn it. Let's see. Willie, ACF, I will say it one more time. Shotty is Jimmy 2.0. Hit him with the mic drop. I mean, Jimmy has the Super Bowls. Yes, he has the Super Bowls and all that stuff. But at the same time, I just believe that they're on the same trajectory. It may take Brian Schottenheimer 4 years to get this team to the promised land. But I tell you, if it takes Brian Schottenheimer 4 years to get us to the promised land and we make it and we win a championship, you will forget that we had 2 years missing the playoffs. Real talk. You will forget that. So I'm trying to go to a Super Bowl parade, damn it. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to meet some people down in Dallas. All right. Let's see. I remember when teams feared Dallas. Montana, we got to get back to that. We truly have to get back to that. Where it just seemed like, especially last year, people had the Cowboys circled on their schedule like, yo, we about to go out. We about to go down there and ball out. I know quarterbacks who wasn't shit last year looked at the Dallas Cowboys like, oh, man, they letting anybody eat over there. I can't wait to play the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a throw over 300 yards on them. Nah, we got to shut that down this year. We gotta make people remember who the damn Dallas Cowboys were and who they can be now. Real talk. Damn, I missed that fear. I missed when we were the ones that were circling teams on our schedule like, yeah, we about to go kick their ass. Like, we used to circle the New York Giants every single year. I mean, we circle the Washington Commanders every year. And like I said, y'all, I don't know if you follow me on TikTok, but if you are, each year that we beat the Washington Commanders, I put out that little video that they had, we want Dallas. And when they got Dallas, they got their ass kicked. I put that out every single year. Shoot. But let's see. Showtime. I look at CD like the star of the NBA team. Most of those dudes don't get texts or lose money, gets into fights, and they kill you with game, but you need a couple of goons on the team that don't care. Yeah, I agree with you. You need some goons on your team that you can go in there and be like, all right, I need you to hit the quarterback. I need you to really send a message to the quarterback. Or somebody at the linebacker position, like, anybody come across this middle, you lay them out. I need that Ray Lewis type of mentality in the middle of that damn field. And I believe that with DeMarvin and Overshown right there, Jayshon Barham right there, D. Winters, like, you going to have some guys in the middle of that field that's going to be like, yeah, go ahead. Have them do a dig. Have them do a slant route. You're going to need some smelling salts out on this damn field if you do that. Real talk. And then you got Caleb Downs at the nickel position. Yo, you're going to need some smelling salts out on that field. Real talk. Let's see. Montana says Dak Prescott missed a total of 3 or 4 years of playoffs. He misses again. It's time to move on. I can't say that either, bro. I can't say that either. Because, obviously we look at making it to the playoffs. We're supposed to look at it as a team accomplishment. But it really seems that a lot of people, we miss the playoffs, it's on Dak Prescott. Like, break it down to individual accolades and individual stats. Your quarterback is like top 6. So we moving on from like a top 6 quarterback in the league to a question mark. Why? I think a lot of time gets used on putting the blame where it shouldn't be instead of looking and dissecting where the blame should be. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'll go back to that 2023 team. Instead of breaking up everybody, you knew that you were lighting the pants when it came to the middle of that defense. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to strengthen the middle of the defense. But they didn't do that. Yo, Gifford, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Pleasure to have you here. But, they didn't do that. What they did, they broke up the team even more, and it had us fall back again. I just don't think Dak Prescott I mean, if Dak goes out there and he stinks it up in the season, knock on wood, I don't think he's going to do that. But if he stinks it up in the season and he's looking like he's really regressing, then there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's a conversation of we really need to take the quarterback position. We need to take it as a priority. Just like we took the safety position this year as a priority, we need to take the quarterback position as a priority. Not look at a UDFA to come in here and be the quarterback of America's team. Not look at a 6th-round draft pick, even though Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick, but that's the exception and not the rule. A majority of the people, what they do, they draft a 1st-round quarterback, and they're able to capitalize off of it. Some people are, some people aren't. The Washington Commanders were able to capitalize off their 1st-round draft pick. So, I think once Dak Prescott starts to regress, we need to really take it seriously in moving on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't foresee him regressing like that, though. I don't foresee him regressing like that. Not in a year's span. I mean, something really tragic would, knock on wood, something really tragic would have to happen. Let's see. Oh, you'll be live at 11:15. Where. You know me, it's like a movie over here. So at the hour and a half mark, I'm gonna shut it down so you can get ready for your live. People can get ready. Go ahead and get some Kool-Aid, get some Pepsi or whatever you guys get. Get some popcorn and enjoy the Dallas Cowboys talk. But that's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Willie says, ACF, it took Jimmy from 1989 to 1992 for us to get that Super Bowl. That's why I say Shoddy is Jimmy 2.0. If y'all remember, if you've been rocking with the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, y'all would know that I talk about the 4-year plan. The 4-year Shoddy plan. If Brian Schottenheimer can achieve a Super Bowl within those 4 years, he has served his purpose and the man deserves to get extended. And if it happens in that 4th year, so he still deserves to get his flowers, to get his check, and get extended with the Dallas Cowboys, because more can come from that. And honestly, if a Super Bowl happens within that time frame, this is when I think Dak Prescott coming up on his next check, on his next contract, this is when I feel he should kind of like dial it back. If you want to be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys moving forward, you're going to have to give us a discount. I hate to be in a man's pockets like that, and especially after winning a Super Bowl, but at the same time, you have been paid handsomely by the Dallas Cowboys. It's time that you now worry about even more solidifying your legacy and continuing. I want to see the Dallas Cowboys, and I know you guys want to as well, but I want to see the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl and then repeat. Boy, if we were to win a Super Bowl and repeat, I would be insufferable on X. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. Like Kanye West, you can't tell me nothing. If that would have happened, oh man, I'm going in Philadelphia Eagles YouTube channels during their lives and say, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? We did another thing that y'all couldn't do. But let me stop putting the cart before the horse. What we have to worry about right now is worry about them position battles at training camp. What we got to worry about right now is who's going to be on the 53-man roster and what this defense is going to look like. And I believe under Christian Parker, what we've seen with the mic'd up episodes that the Cowboys have put out, what we've seen in interviews and press conferences, I believe that the Dallas Cowboys defense is in good hands. With the offense, I believe it's in good hands with Clayton Adams and Brian Schottenheimer. We're going to do some things this year, Cowboys Nation. And I got a feeling we are going to do some things. But, y'all, I appreciate y'all rocking with your man. Yo, I'm trying to find my footing whenever it comes to this live. Y'all know I haven't been live too much last year with everything that happened, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. That's why it took so long to get this damn live up. And like I said, I'm trying to get the restream back. If y'all want to help me get the restream back, y'all can definitely hit up the Cash App, $ ACF DC4L, and we could get that back up and running so I can actually bring you guys up on the lives, and we can do it that way. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with me. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out in the chat. Yo, it's DC for life over here. And again, 11:15, the homie Hoodie Kush is coming back on. He's going to be going live as well. So make sure you make your way over there. Let him know that I sent you. And also, we got something cooking. We got some stuff cooking. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chris, what's going on with you? We got some stuff cooking, some things in the works for the NFL season this year. We're going to have 3 good dogs talking about football, and y'all know who them dogs is. Hoodie Kush, your man ACF, and your man Sports Junkie. We're going to be getting it back in there. We're getting in there like swimwear, in there like a wedgie. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything that has to do with the Angry Cowboys fan. Go over, subscribe to Hoodie Kush, and we getting it in. And remember, it's always DC for life. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But right now, I got to go get some cookies. I'm hungry than a mofo. But it's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Love you guys. And I'm out. What's up with your dog, Sports Junkie? What's up with the dog, Sports Junkie? Well, Sports Junkie, he works. He has his day job and everything, so he's been deep in that. He also has his Fever channel, his WNBA channel, so he's been deep in that, and he will be back. He just didn't want to get into the off season and everybody just fighting for topics to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, so he just kind of leaned back. But he will be here at the start of training camp in the preseason. He's going to be getting back into the swing of things. So let's just make sure that we there to catch him. We there to watch his videos, and we there to support. He's still DC for life. Don't get it twisted. He's still DC for life. And we're going to be talking about going to this Arizona Cardinals game in November as well. So if you in the building, if you are anywhere around the DFW area and, you want to come holler at your man, we're going to let you know when we're going to be down there, and we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But this is my end credit scene. Y'all know I'm about this mug. Peace.